Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Cam, coming at you from epicconversions.com. Hope you guys are doing amazing out there on this fine Thursday afternoon. I wanted to talk to you guys today, about PLR. You know, as you might know, you might not. You probably don't. It's a big world. A lot of you probably don't know. But I just put a new PLR product out. This one, it's a newsletter. That's what I do. I publish newsletters. It's a 14 email newsletter. It's called Don't Chat GPT's Me. And it's actually a challenge. It's a challenge. So it's an email newsletter. It's 14 emails, but every single email has a task for you to perform. And the idea is to learn how to use ChatGPT to grow and build your online business, right? So by the time someone goes through all 14 emails, they actually have a really nice working knowledge of what ChatGPT can do for them. And the idea is to expand that knowledge a little bit. You know, even someone who already knows some stuff about ChatGPT can go through this newsletter and actually it'll expand their knowledge. So that's really the goal with Don't Chat GPT's Me. The new newsletter has a PLR license, which means that when you buy it, you actually can use it in your emails. So that you can be the expert that teaches people about ChatGPT. You can be the person who sends them on a challenge. And also, like I said, this PLR license actually grants you the ability to sell this product. So you can take this package of emails, you can bundle them with another package of emails or whatever and create a new product or whatever. And that's something you can do, which kind of leads me into the topic that I really want to talk with you today about. And that's this idea of just different ways of using ChatGPT. And I want to kind of talk about one way you can use it here today. So I want to talk about two different things, right, that have problems, right? One of them is ChatGPT. ChatGPT has a creativity problem, right? ChatGPT is really good at creating, base level kind of vanilla information that most people kind of already know. It's well-known information. It's documented. So it has a problem with like lateral thinking and like thinking outside the box and getting creative. If you ask it to answer a question where there are a lot of different answers for that question, sometimes it can falter. It has trouble. If you say a sentence and you ask it like what the fourth word in the sentence is, there's a good chance it might get that question wrong. Right. So for whatever reason, it's not so great at math sometimes. But yet some forms of math it's really good at, like algebra. It's really good at algebra. When I ask it why it's so good at algebra, it says it's because it's got a clear cut system of definition in front of it, and it makes it easier for it to understand. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But it definitely struggles with some forms of math and some types of questions. So ChatGPT is not perfect, right? It has these little problems. Doesn't mean it's not amazing, and it doesn't mean you can't use it for awesome stuff. It's a fantastic tool, right? And it's only going to get better as the years go on, but it has problems. It's not perfect. These kinds of problems, what they do is they force you, if you ask ChatGPT to write you an article, because of its limitations, it forces you to fact check its work. Right? Because one of the problems ChatGPT has is it can be confidently wrong. All right? Confidently wrong. It will give you the right answer, or it'll give you an answer, not the right answer. It'll give you an answer. You'll say, "Hey, ChatGPT, can you draw me up like a 10-step outline to getting traffic on Facebook or whatever?" And it'll bust out like a 10-step outline for you for getting traffic on Facebook. Some of that stuff might not be right. Some of it might be wrong. So what it forces you to do is it forces you to be the smartest guy in the conversation. That's the first thing it forces you to do. And it forces you to fact check its work, right? So this is, problematic just because of the fact that like it's supposed to be a big time saver, and it is a big time saver, but that's not saving me time when it does that. Like if I have to fact check everything this thing says, then it's not saving me quite as much time, right? And that's an issue that people are dealing with when it comes to ChatGPT. Now take that for a second, and I want you to put that let's put a pin in that. Let's put it on the cork board over here, all right? We'll come back to that. Another thing that has an issue is PLR, right? A lot of the PLR you buy, now I'd like to exclude myself from part of this problem because I feel like I create really good PLR content. It's got spirit, it's got energy, it thinks outside. My PLR is outside the box thinking. It is filled with lateral thinking and creativity. I think it's good. It's like best PLR, right? But a lot of PLR is fairly vanilla. Right? It's fairly vanilla and it's foundational, right? The PLR will give you the basic information, but it won't have a lot of story. It won't have a lot of personality. It won't have a lot of that stuff, but it will give you the basic factual information. And I've looked at a lot of PLR over the years, and generally it's true. Now, sometimes it gets outdated and it doesn't work anymore because the PLR is too old, but generally PLR has factual and correct information in it. So these ideas, these two problems, the PLR problem kind of having, factual and outdated information, or I'm sorry, kind of vanilla information, but factual, and you don't have to fact check it as much. And the ChatGPT thing, like having a problem with facts sometimes. These two tools can help each other, okay? Now, the other thing about PLR is when you buy PLR, you have to worry about other people having the same content, right? The exact same content that you have. And this is another problem. And this is a problem even me as a PLR content creator, I can't fix that for you. More than one person is going to buy the PLR you bought. Don't ChatGPT's Me is a fantastic newsletter. It's an awesome challenge, but more than one person's going to buy it. I think since I don't know how many people bought this already since I sold it, but plenty. I can't fix that for you. But the thing about that is that ChatGPT can fix that for you. Because when you take, let's just say, an article or an email or whatever, and you just bought it and it's got PLR license for you, but you want it to be original, you want it to be unique. In the past, you would have to rewrite that yourself. In the past, you'd have to pay someone to rewrite it and make it unique for you. But now, you can take a PLR article, you can copy, paste it right into ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to rewrite this article for you with a different tone, with a different phrasing, rewrite it and add a story about asteroids, tie in a story about asteroids somewhere. You can do that, right? You can add the personality. You can use ChatGPT to rephrase the article, make it original, but yet covering the same factual content. Add in some kind of story or some kind of entertainment value to make the PLR not so vanilla. You can do this. You can absolutely do this with ChatGPT. I guess you could call it, what do you call it? PLR washing? Kind of like money laundering or something, except you're like PLR laundering, right? Except it's not illegal to do that, You're just basically taking, PLR, you're using it for its ability to have factual content, right? Because ChatGPT has a complicated relationship with the truth. It doesn't always tell the truth. But the PLR, it can take PLR, something that's already got a dedicated, thing. It's foundational. It's already there. It can rewrite it with the same message, right? So if you give it the truth to tell, essentially you're giving ChatGPT a lot of information. Hey, this is all the information. I just want you to rewrite it with a different tone, right? Maybe a more sassy tone, maybe a more arrogant tone, maybe a more casual tone. Rewrite this with a more can you rewrite this in the style of Mark Twain or whatever? And could you tell a story about the riverboat days or something like that? So you can do that with ChatGPT. So what I'm saying is I think this idea of PLR and ChatGPT these two tools are a match made in heaven. And I think that you can use a tool like ChatGPT to revigorate and refresh a lot of that old PLR that you have sitting on your desktop that you probably don't have a use for. You probably don't value it as much as you should. Because you feel like, oh, it's old, it's outdated, everyone's got this, like a bazillion people have this PLR, I'm going to get flagged if I try to post it on my blog or whatever for duplicate content. Well, you can circumvent that. You can get around that with a tool like ChatGPT. So anyways, it's pretty cool. If you like this video, man, if you like this message I'm giving you, if you like this idea, I definitely think you should click the link somewhere around this video. Check out my new newsletter. It's really cool. It's all about introducing people to ChatGPT. It's a challenge. It's a 14 email challenge. Comes with PLR license. Awesome. It's got a great title. Don't ChatGPTs me. You gotta love it. That's all I got, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today on a Thursday, and I'll catch up with you inside the newsletter. Peace, everybody.